All right, let's watch this video.
Thank you for joining me. I am Jarrell Dulé. Today, the topic we are discussing is of the utmost importance. In the
Sure it
video
is.
games industry, we have seen a decade of decay and rot in the AAA section. Publishers and developers have increasingly bullied and kicked out people of actual talent and skill, replacing them with new employees hired not for their ability to create anything meaningful and not for their intent to create good games for players. No. Publishers and developers are now hiring based on filling diversity checkboxes, granting vital workplace roles based on gender, diversity, and ideological views. The industry employs speakers
Did he just say idiot logical? Because I love that. That's what I'm calling it from now on.
who spread not the wisdom and passion of creating games, but the hatred and insecurity of labeling people by their physical and personal traits, and harassing people based on their gender, skin color, and beliefs. The result of these industry malpractices and self-destructive management is this: ever-inflating budgets ballooning into hundreds of millions of dollars, and exceptionally long development times, sometimes reaching 8 to 10 years.
Yeah,
More and more
ridiculous.
people making games today are not making games for you. They are manufacturing effigies for and of themselves to serve their own egos. The AAA space in the games industry is now paying the price for allowing these radicalized extremists to take control of so many publishers and development studios.
Yep.
I stand here before you today because it is time. For too long, the games industry has lacked leadership and direction. For too long, we have tolerated and
This guy right here is the leader we need. Not the one we deserve, but he's the leader we need.
allowed neo-feminist radicalized extremists to enter our workspaces as they tear down men, as well as women who refuse to conform to radicalized ideas, as they sow seeds of hatred into the next generation of young people. For too long, our industry has lacked leaders who are willing to stand up and say no. Every industry needs strong leaders. A strong leader must be able to see the future. A strong leader must have his or her own vision of the future, and a strong leader must have the power to bring their vision into reality. We have failed this generation of not just the video games industry, but media in totality.
It's not even the courage to say no. It's the fact that they didn't just say yes. They said a resounding absolutely. This is definitely what we're doing. And this is going to make us all of the money because they were misled or blinded by idiotology to push agendas that they thought, oh, the whole world is going this way. And somehow they failed to realize the vocal minority on social media was the one pushing this agenda. And most of the country and most of the world doesn't get behind this. And sales are reflecting that. Way to go. Way to play yourself.
We must open our eyes and accept we were wrong to let ideology and narcissism replace competence and artistic intent. By accepting we were wrong, we can learn from our mistakes. We can be better. Allow me to share with you my vision for the future of the games industry. Where we are headed is an increasing collapse of AAA publishers and developers. These companies will elevate
A deserved collapse.
their extremist hiring practices of excluding men, only hiring certain women and special pronouns. Their level of ability does not matter. Whether or not they are good people or individuals who possess maturity and psychological stability does not matter. Because of this, AAA studios will continue to fall. This will eventuate. There is no stopping it.
Good.
So we must be prepared to shape the future. In place of AAA studios, more smaller studios will gain prominence. Smaller teams built of individuals who were born with talent, who have spent their lives sharpening their skills, who have the passion and vision necessary to create good games, they will gain increasing levels of success. Independent developers, despite lacking funding, will have access to more knowledge and stronger tools. Independent developers will craft incredible games fueled entirely by passion and the sheer force of willpower to create something good for their fellow gamers.
That's something that's been missing in the gaming industry for a long time. All the passionate gamers have left or been poisoned by the corporate machine. The need to constantly give the investors more and more profit. Indie games don't suffer from this because they're not publicly traded companies, so they don't have to worry about pleasing investors. They can actually just make good games, which ultimately, in the end, ends up making the company more money and would make the investors more money if the suits behind the desks like actually understood the industry, which they don't.
Leading the charge will be medium-sized development teams who are able to fight back and withstand the ideological meddling of blue-haired activists who seek not to make the world better, but to take power and control for themselves. These medium-sized developers of the future will create the grand-scale experiences that the AAA studios of the past once provided. With lower budgets and shorter project timelines, medium-sized studios will do what hundreds of millions of dollars and thousands of incompetent activists cannot do: make good games for you. 10 years from now, the games industry will be a very different landscape. We will see a Renaissance era where creativity will bring passion and fun back to the forefront. Wild and experimental game concepts will spark the imaginations of people all around the world. These new games will be tightly woven together by threads of brilliant storytelling, and the games industry will become a tapestry of creativity and excitement. 10 years from now, we will take the video games industry to new heights that we never thought could be possible. To get there, the games industry needs you. If you are young,
Me?
if you are interested in getting into
Hold on,
game
hold on.
development,
What do you mean if you are young? Some of us are kind of old heads. I'm not far off from his age, and I am just getting into the game development scene myself. So I don't want to hear this young nonsense. Some of us still have good ideas.
we need you. We need you to figure out what you are great at doing. We need you to work hard, to gain knowledge and experience, to sharpen your skills to a razor's edge, and when you find the limitation of your abilities, find a way to push through those limits and rise to new heights. Start learning today. Be careful to avoid wasting your skill points on things that don't add value to your life. Invest your skill points on things that matter, that help you become the best version of yourselves. This will be a difficult path to travel. You will meet people who will set out to tear you down because of your gender, because of your skin color, because of your personal beliefs. I know this is a lot to ask of you, but I ask you to fight. Stand for what you believe in. If this is something you care about, no matter how much they bully and harass you, no matter how much negativity is thrown at you, fight. Stay level-headed, focus on your goals, and don't let evil drag you down. Get into game development courses and find a way to enter work in the games industry. We need you to work hard and push your abilities to their limits, because in 10 years, you will be leading the games industry. Whether you are able to work in a medium or large company, whether you work in a small team or whether you work solo, the video game industry needs you. To those experienced artists,
That's what I've been doing. And that's why I really like this video and this guy. Um, I've been working on that myself, pushing all hours to learn game development, and just one of the projects that I'm messing around with just to get better in Unity.
writers and developers out there who have lost your positions, who have had your roles stolen by these radicalized activists, we need you. Find each other. Find a way to form small or medium-sized teams. Find a way to create games that you care about for other people. Even if you have to work solo to create some projects, the video games industry still needs you. Pass your knowledge and experience to the next generation. Continue to hone your abilities and reach even greater heights. We need good games. For many years to come still, you are needed. To my fellow gamers out there all around the world, find and support the developers you trust and respect. We will have to be discerning from now on. We must take a close look at the developers of our games and ask the question, did those developers make a game for you, or did they make a game for themselves? You have the power to enact real change in the world, and you have the power to raise up smaller, genuine developers who are making games for you. To the content creators who are shining a light on the corruption and malpractices of the gaming industry, we need you. Continue to let the voices of your fellow gamers be heard. Stand for what you believe in. Champion the art, stories, and games that you care about. Help smaller developers reach the audience they need to succeed. We cannot do this without you. The video game industry needs you. To all you activists out there who are tearing apart game development studios, who are setting out to destroy the lives of other people, there is nothing I can say to you that you would have the intellectual capacity to understand. Please continue as you are doing. Please continue to destroy the AAA games industry because we do not need you. You will not be part of the future of the games industry.
Gonna end all on its own.
The need to do anything to stop you. You will stop yourself with your incompetence and thirst for power and control. Please continue to squander hundreds of millions of dollars and kindly continue to fail your investors and stakeholders.
Yep.
For those of you who do want to have a positive effect on the world, your gender does not matter. Your sexuality is unimportant. Your skin color does not determine whether you are a good or bad person. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Work hard, believe in yourself, become excellent. To all the genuine developers out there, you artists and writers, you programmers and testers, you project managers and engineers, it is time. The video game industry needs you. To you young people who dream of one day bringing your stories and worlds to life, it is time. The video game industry needs you. When you need support, I will be there. When you need someone to lead, I will be there. And when you need someone to fight for you, I will be there. A strong leader is able to see the future. I see the future of the games industry is brighter and more brilliant than anything we've ever seen. And at the center of it is you. Gamers first. Thank you.
What an absolute Chad. We love this guy, and he's right. The games industry is going to figure this out all on their own, and even the corporate heads are going to figure this out all on their own. EA is going to figure this out. Ubisoft is figuring it out right now. You can't sell bad games. You can try, you can do it for a little bit, a little while, but people catch on. Everybody catches on. Bethesda ran into this problem. They were selling bad games, Fallout 4, Fallout 76. Like incrementally, just everything kept getting worse. And then Starfield. And now nobody cares. Nobody's looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6 because they failed us. CD Projekt Red might be running into this right now as well. They had a massive success with Witcher 3. They invited the wrong people into their studio, and it looks like it's going downhill at CD Projekt Red as well. Never mind like the blunder of Cyberpunk, which they mostly fixed. It's the ideology getting in the way, and we don't have to do anything because the ideology makes bad games because it's too focused on the agenda, the message, to take the time to make decent games. It's crazy. I don't know how many IPs are going to have to suffer before they figure it out.